There is one stock that is about to jump up, in my opinion. It is a crypto treasury. Now, those have been on fire lately. You do have to be careful with those because this stock, the ticker is BNC. It was previously an agricultural company. Now it pivoted into holding crypto. Reminiscent of MicroStrategy, which was a software company that started holding Bitcoin on its balance sheet, BNC holds Binance coin. Does slightly echo FTX coin. Now, I'm not saying those are related. I'm not even suggesting that Binance coin is related to FTX coin. This is the stock BNC. BMNR, the Ethereum Treasury, is also a stock that's been in play. MicroStrategy certainly had an incredible run before its recent unwind, and Bitcoin did look like it was about to go on a big run. It has gone on a big run, about an all-time high look to it. So if you like these videos, hit that like button and let's jump into this Binance coin treasury breakdown.
This is Sam Putnam.
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 So this is the chart. It's an IPO chart, and there was a bottoming here, or at least it looks like it. Around 7, some volume starting to come in. Huge disclaimer. This isn't a liquid stock, okay? There's about 2 million shares traded just today on a $10 stock. So 20 million transacted. So if you put 2 million in this stock, you might be feeling okay, but you also might be sweating, because if you look about a week ago, it was only trading as little as, this volume print is not correct, but maybe 500,000 in volume times about, say, $5, which is about 4 million, so give or take. If you hold 2 million and a stock trades 4 million in a day, if you try to get out, you're basically going to cut the price in half. Who knows what's really going to happen, but it could be as bad as that or worse. So that's the huge disclaimer. Now, with all that said, it is worthwhile to occasionally mention tickers like this, because a lot of people are not trying to put 2 million to work in a stock. And recent IPOs, which have been much bigger, Figma, trading more like 10 million times 50, $5 billion a day. CoreWeave, Circle, which is the closest, Circle is crypto related as well. Circle's like the stable coin company. I can't really tell you exactly what Circle is, I'll be honest with you. But we're not talking about Circle anyway. Yeah, they're looking to do reversible stablecoin transaction. They issue USDC, right? That's supposed to be like the US dollar of crypto. Anyway, Gemini is another recent IPO that is pretty similar. That's the crypto exchange from the Winklevosses, which also doesn't have a lot of volume, but $1 million volume, million shares a day, at a minimum, pretty much down here, more than 1 million times 20. That's like 20 million at a minimum. So it's a little more liquid than BNC. The reason I'm talking about how liquid these are is that it really matters, because yes, the moves can be explosive to the upside, but they can also be explosive to the downside. So let's talk a little bit about what this company does. Why I'm talking about it now is, well, there's some volume that came into it. There was big selling volume here, but it is starting to turn up a little bit on big green volume bars. Is it speculative? Yes. But I think I've sufficiently disclaimed what I'm talking about here. So let's talk a little bit about what is happening here. They're holding Binance coin. Binance is the biggest crypto exchange in the world. You can't technically trade on Binance, invest on Binance in the US, but I mean, I think people would say there are ways that people who have US citizenship do it. This is the ticker, BNC, CEA Industries, and they hold 480,000 Binance coin, totaling an investment of 400 million. Their total crypto and cash holdings is 600 million. So, is that particularly meaningful? It is if you want some exposure to crypto through a publicly traded ticker, which is a little bit safer, some would say, than buying the crypto directly. They do echo MicroStrategy that I mentioned, and BMNR, the largest Ethereum treasury company, the Peter Thiel-backed, Tom Lee on the board company. And this market cap is big. So BNC is the largest Binance coin treasury, and their market cap is over 175 billion. That's not correct. The market cap of Binance coin is over 175 billion, which is bigger than Solana, which was FTX held a lot of Solana. Almost as big as Tether. Tether is like the I'm well out of my element now, but Tether is like a stable coin. I think it might be similar to USDT, the stable coin held by Circle. So sort of a stable coin that's sort of safer than the other ones, maybe less volatile, maybe lower transaction fees. You got to talk to a crypto person to really get the down low on this. XRP is in that conversation as well, about the same. So you can invest in these through publicly traded tickers. There is XXRP through ETFs that follows XRP. There is SOLT that follows Solana. Of course, there is Ethereum U, which follows Ethereum. And there's IBIT, which is Bitcoin. And we can take a look at Bitcoin and see that it follows IBIT. We can take a look at Ethereum and see it follows ETHU. We can take a look at Solana, see it follows SOLT, and we can take a look at XRP, I believe, and see that it follows XXRP, approximately. You'll have to double check me on that one. Is XRP, the ticker, actually the futures for XRP? The token, I believe it is, but you may not even use Thinkorswim, Schwab, this charting software anyway. So the reason you're watching this video is for the ticker I'm talking about, which is BNC. This is the one I think is at the most favorable position, given you can risk off of this level. Again, the caveat is that the volatility is so high and the volume is so low that this risk level might get blown through, but it also might go to 20, okay? Heavily disclaimed. Now, with all that crypto talk behind us, I mean, it is relevant to say Bitcoin did reach an all-time high briefly. 127,240, and it looks like it, I mean, the monthly looks good, but on the daily, it definitely looks like we might digest a little bit. Ethereum has also gone on a pretty incredible run, reclaiming here. So maybe that'll digest as well before it makes a play at breaking out. This gap up was significant back in mid-August compared to Bitcoin's, which hasn't really done much since the initial July gap up. So, which is over here for Ethereum. So Ethereum did an extra gap up in addition to that July breakout. So all that to say, that's the backdrop. And that backdrop does matter. I mean, if crypto is pumping in general, I bet Ethereum, if they break out, all the other coins are going to follow. They're not meme coins because they're so big. You know, Solana, XRP, now Binance coin. Well, Binance coin might have existed for longer than those. Again, not a crypto expert. But crypto moves when crypto moves. BMNR is also going to be closely related to BNC. This is the Ethereum Treasury. So, talked about crypto, talked about how to look at the charts. Looking at a lot of charts on crypto because there's really not much to look at. Like the fundamental value of Binance coin is, well, are people using the Binance exchange? You know, is everything super above the board? Obviously with FTX it was not, turns out. So yeah, in terms of valuing Binance, that's something you could do. These other tickers are agricultural tickers, which are not really healthy comparisons to CEA, considering that CEA is essentially, I mean, that's a tiny company. Not even a good comparison anyway. But it doesn't matter because this is a Binance treasury. They're not trying to do farming or be the next Monsanto or the like. So all you can really look at is crypto. And if crypto does good, the stock's going to do good. If they dilute a bunch, they're not going to do good. That's where the comparison to MicroStrategy comes in. Bitcoin's been, going sideways, not great, but now it's all the way up to all-time highs. And if we look at MicroStrategy compared to early July in here, yikes, right? They've been, what happens is you buy the stock, MicroStrategy, and then MicroStrategy goes and buys Bitcoin, and then sells its stock to you in order to buy that. So, it begs the question, why not just buy Bitcoin yourself, which has been better recently. And then you can say, well, because MicroStrategy does have some incredible runs. I mean, look at last year, coming into and after election season, at 5x to 100 to 500. Whereas last year for Bitcoin, around that time, it only 2x'd. So if you want leverage, there's ways to get it, but in my opinion, you still want something that you think is going to go up. So that's a BNC. That's the idea of why you buy Bitcoin over MicroStrategy right now. And if you like these videos, there's not going to be a lot of videos about crypto, except in the case that these Bitcoin treasuries, these Ethereum treasuries, these crypto treasuries, this is the Binance coin treasury, keep coming out. And as long as people keep thinking they're going to be the next Michael Saylor, or Peter Thiel's looking for the next Vitalik, the Ethereum founder, to now do a publicly traded sort of crypto, DeFi, Genius Act, stablecoin rollout. I'm not a crypto czar. I'm just saying this is an opportunity. And if you like these ideas, for stock opportunities, head over to stockscommunity.com. You can try it out for 7 days for $25. You can ask anything in there. I do respond to comments in there. I haven't really been responding to YouTube comments much. Just sort of getting busy. This whole type of investing is really for people who are busy. If you're trying to day trade, don't join the room because I don't think you're going to be happy. This is not breaking news trading for the most part. A good example, even I'm talking about intraday breaking news that might come out, like an OpenAI investment in NVIDIA, or something even super small, like 5-penny stock, $10 stock that goes up 50% on some crypto treasury announcement. That's not really helpful for this sort of safer, longer, mid to medium term investing. So if that's cool with you, head over there. You will see the best stock idea I can think of on the day in terms of getting a good price on a particular stock on a day, which I think is a good way to go, even if you're not looking at the market for the day. Best buys, or you make the money when you buy it, right? Kind of like real estate. So If you like this video, like it. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one.
This is Sam Putnam. This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.